Acquire yourself a friend. Not find, not wait to connect to, but acquire. This is what we're talking about this week. Friendship isn't just nice to have, it's actually part of how we become who we're meant to be. It's intentional, not accidental. It doesn't just happen. You build it on purpose. You invest time, you show up consistently, you sometimes give more than feels equal. And I think that was one of my personal deal breakers, was when it wasn't equal. But I guess that's how it's supposed to be according to wisdom. So thank you for joining us. Here we go. I am Fawn.
And Matt. We're an interracial couple with 2 kids wanting to do something that highlights the power of friendship and what it means to be in the company of true friends. We're going to move our society away and out of the loneliness epidemic and into a friendlier, happier world. Welcome to our friendly world. Better, stronger, together.
Welcome back to our friendly world, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
Oh my goodness. So acquisition. So this sounds like, I remember when we were talking about marriage before we got married, and we saw it as a merger of companies, of organizations. Acquire feels very similar, doesn't it?
It feels, actually, when I first came across it, I was like, this smells bad. Like, I made a face like, what? But I had to really look into it and understand what it was trying to say. It's old wisdom. And it's, to me, yeah, when I came across it, it became like this transactional thing. And I've just always been against that. It feels like I'm taking, I'm owning somebody even. And it just feels, it feels wrong.
It does?
But
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, it did when I first looked at it. But when I take a clear, truthful look at myself, I think I've been waiting to feel understood, waiting for someone to reach out, like someone else to reach out, waiting for connection to feel easy again. Because at one point it felt easy. And by the way, I feel like most times I'm the one to reach out, but I got to this state. And I noticed it last week that I've been really negative on our podcast. Like I was saying, we've switched roles. Like, not that you were negative,
Whoa.
Matt. No, you were not negative, but I've become the person who doesn't really go out anymore, isn't interested in making new friends. I'm just like, I was feeling heartbroken, so I'm like, I don't even care. So I stopped being the one that goes out. And I noticed in myself that I was waiting for it to happen. And I would say, yeah, but we've moved here. I've made this movement happen. I've organized events for people to become friends. But thinking about it for myself,
Right.
I'm like, ouch. I've been waiting. So I had to come to that truth. But yeah, I have been waiting to feel understood, even waiting for someone to just see how wonderful I am, waiting for connection to feel easy. Like I said, like that, I was thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been waiting for. Like, like in the movies where you recognize each other instantly. You see them and everything slows down, like meeting your true love, but your friend. It's kind of like that same romantic ideal that I had going in my head. And when that doesn't happen, it's just disappointing. And then time has been going by so fast that it's like, wow, all this time has gone by and here I am. So, and in that waiting, I've definitely felt more alone. So with the idea of acquiring a friend, I have been confronting myself, as I said. And what am I doing to build connection? I thought, like, for real, like, what am I doing for myself, not the community out there? Am I reaching out? Am I following up? Am I showing up even when I feel unsure, tired, or a little hurt, which most cases I have been, or the dreaded busy. Like what I'm busy. Like I in my own private brain have been saying I'm busy. Or have I been quietly waiting, expecting friendship to come to me? So this is what I've been thinking about, especially so since the last episode. It's not about chasing people or overgiving, which I tend to do. Like when I do go out, I'll like treat everybody, even though I can't afford it. Or I just sometimes I feel like I'm losing myself because I give so much and I'm exhausted. I end up having outbursts by myself later that night. You know what I mean, Matt, right?
Oh,
I
I've
mean,
heard them. Yes, absolutely. All through the house, no less.
So it's not about chasing people or overgiving or losing myself. It's about intention. It's about understanding that real friendship is something we participate in creatively. Real friendship is something we participate in creating. When my outlook gets a little heavier, that's when I start telling myself things like, they're probably doing more important things than wanting to hang out with me. They don't really care. Oh my God, that's a big one for me. You said that yesterday. Nobody cares about us in the family, right? Do you remember?
I was feeling like Eeyore yesterday.
But that's what I'm saying. We get into that space and all these thoughts come up like that. Or I'll just wait. Or in my case, let's move. Like, this is not our place. Let's get out of here. Let's find a different neighborhood. Let's find a different place and a different culture. And these stories feel comfortable because they're protecting. Like, it feels like I'm being protected when I come up with these ideas, like moving, but they're disconnecting me. And I see that. So my own challenge is to choose one person to reach out to, not because it's convenient, not because I'm sure of how it will go, but because I want to practice building connection instead of waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe acquiring a friend isn't about gaining someone new, but about showing up differently with the people already in our lives. I'm not talking about the people that I don't like. I'm talking about there are people who are cool, but those stories come up. They're so busy. They probably have better things to do. Or maybe I'm a little whiny today. No one wants this, I just come up with excuses. I'm even mean to myself. Like, oh, you're whiny. Who would want to hang out with you? But I'm really not. I think it's in my head I'm whiny, but I don't think, correct me if it's, do you think I'm whiny?
No.
But those are the thoughts that go in my head, and I'm like, no one wants that.
Well,
So
I think
I'm not
those are
gonna
the
go
thoughts that go through everyone's head. And the thing is to just dial the number, send the text, send the email before you have a chance to really think it through. So you send out something maybe a little nonsensical, but it gets sent
Right.
because there is no worse feeling than the whole, oh my God, I haven't talked to this person in 6 months or a year or however long it's been. Now it's too late.
Yeah,
There is
that's
no
the
worse
thing.
feeling.
Right, right. I did that this morning. I reached out to Lars. I'm like, Lars, you know what? Let me see.
Didn't you just talk to him not too long ago?
No. See, that's the thing. You think it wasn't that long ago, but it's now been 2 months.
Okay, it's 2 months. 2 months
So-
isn't 6 months.
So I said, we call each other superstar and super genius. So I wrote, Dear Superstar, I've been wanting to reach out, but keep getting swallowed up by the waters of work and plumbing fiascos.
Hey-o.
Hello, I love you. And then I told him how I think about him every day. Like he and his family and, all that. And I went on. But I just sent that out.
Right.
No expectation of anything, but just
Right.
to let him know I always think about him, but here's why I forgot to text or I forgot to stay in touch.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of my mini steps. So if you're feeling that quiet distance too, and I think a lot of us are, as Matt just said, we should look at it as not to be fixing everything, not to suddenly become someone else, and to take one step, one small step towards someone. A message, a check-in, a moment of effort, all the things you just said, Matt. And maybe and maybe a friendship doesn't start with finding the perfect friendship, but it starts with becoming someone who's willing to build it. Like becoming that person who wants to build it. And I must admit, I became one of those people who didn't want to, because I was like, it's my ball. I'm going to take it and I'm going to be in my corner. I mean, I think, to be honest, that's how I was feeling. And I'll admit it. What do you have to say?
Well, I'm reminded of a lot of things. I'm reminded of the fact that when I first met Steenie, and I didn't even realize this was his first quote-unquote professional job. He used to work at FedEx as a baggage handler or a package
You mean
unloader.
a corporate, office job? This was his first
corporate
suit
office
job.
But, he literally decided I was going to be his friend, and then he just never left me alone. Literally. I mean, he would stop by my office every day. He'd ask how I was. He was always on board for all the wackiness that I wanted to do. I was a leader, and I would do some silly things that had business sense to them, but they were still kind of silly and kind of fun. But they were team building. He was always on board for that.
Wait, tell people what you did. I think they were so cool. Like when someone got fired, you would take them out to a movie.
We would go out to the movies. Well, when somebody got laid off, thank God, not fired, but. Or someone left. There was a couple of people who just left, and so I took them to the movies too. Life is
When
simple.
did you go to the batting cages? You would do that too, right?
Sometimes I would go to the batting cages, not very often.
You did childlike things,
Right?
like fun playground stuff.
And we had there was a company contest, and so of course I had to participate. I joined the bowling team. I supported the softball team by heckling from the stands. I mean, I tried to show up. I tried to have fun. I tried to be a leader. And he was always on board for it. And he was literally craving that. And he just wouldn't give me space. So what other choice did I have but to make him my friend on some level?
This comes back to our conversation yesterday, because I was packing the house and the boxes were really heavy, and you asked if I needed help.
Yes.
I'm like, here we go again. I said, you know what? I think women have beaten down men so much by how dare you open the door for me? I could do it myself. I think that's ruined our relationships. I said, I hate it when not Matt. I hate it when men, like one of your bosses on the street years ago, he was standing on the corner in front of our apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in Santa Monica, and parking was crazy.
Right.
Sometimes you had to park 4 blocks away because it's such a touristy area. And then when you have bags you're carrying from work, and you have groceries, and you're carrying all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was carrying I think 10 bags. They were heavy. And I was almost to the corner. And he's standing there having a good time, enjoying the sunlight, not a care in the world, nothing in his hands. I'm very petite, and I'm carrying 10 heavy bags. They're digging into my shoulders, my arms. I had everything, everything. He has a nerve to look at me and say, do you need help? And I got so mad. But what I had issue with was be a man. You are way stronger than I am, way taller, way more muscular, way stronger. Why are you asking? Obviously I need help. Look at me. To ask. So I got mad. I'm like, no thanks. But I really it was just, I don't know. It wasn't a good comeback for me to say that. I should have said yes, but I get mad if they have to ask. I like men who take control, right? So yesterday I'm like, Matt, if you have to, don't ask me. Just take the. Obviously, I need help. Just can you just take charge? I love it when you take charge. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well,
I know I
it's
sound
like-
terrible.
It's like you'll block me from picking up a box, or you're moving like so fast, and unless I'm there for the millisecond that I can grab the box before you pull
That's
it.
not true all the time.
Not all the time,
No,
but it was
but
yesterday.
I also think that no, that's not true, Matt. That's not true. I was doing it all day yesterday. There was plenty of opportunity to help. I'm just saying. Now I forgot my whole. I just went off on a tangent. What were we saying? Before I started talking about this, what were we saying? I was saying it's like when men don't just do it. Oh, we were talking about Steenie. That's his nickname, Steenie. But like, he's such a man. And he will take charge and do something. But he knows how to balance by asking, can I do this? Like, I remember we were going through something horrific. And he called me. He said, Fawn, I'm planning to come help you. Is that okay with you? And I was so relieved. And I said, yes, please. He's such a man. He's such a good man in that way where he takes charge, just like he did with the friendship. Like the way you described it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he's like, I'm going to keep showing up. Like, I want to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this.
Right.
But there's still that respect of asking, but it's not asking like, oh, do you need help with that 100-pound bag that you're obviously struggling with? If you have to ask, do you know what I'm saying? Like, ugh. Anyway, so I appreciate that. I really appreciate that about Steenie.
Right. Right. And I've actually taken that on myself. I am in the process of attempting to build a friendship, and I'm being very aggressive, much more aggressive maybe than I would normally be, and trying to communicate. And it took literally like 4 or 5 me reaching out before they finally reached back.
But going back to the whole word acquire,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does it make sense to you now? What do you think?
Well, it's like when you're just dating someone and you're just dating the woman you think may become your wife. It's a whole different mindset you go into the whole thing with, right? And that's what I think about when I hear acquire. I think that you're thinking about this as somebody who I want to be, my friend for a very long time.
Yeah, you're building family.
Not just somebody to hang out with.
You're acquiring a circle.
Right.
So you're not buying a person, which to me that's what it felt like,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's why I said transactional, but you're building your family.
Right.
Well, that's it for me. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I thought that last point was brilliant, frankly.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I just want to make sure that you got it all out. I tend to talk a lot, so I wanted to make sure you wanted to express everything. Matt just cleared his Buddha board. All right, so I guess you're done. All right, thanks for hanging out with us.
Be well, everyone.
We'll talk to you in a few days.